So especially today, on today's topic, which is such a common topic, it's easy to just be automatic and not in agreement, but you want to take notes today. And when you go through the replay, and ask yourself how you can apply some of these things in your life now. It's not too late. Okay. Napoleon Hill wrote 13 proven steps to riches, where riches are whatever you happen to want. Yeah, morning, Sharon, morning, HT, morning, Joshua. So today, let us hear Earl Nightingale on the 7th principle, decision. Okay, the 7th principle, decision. Let me play this recording.
The 7th principle, decision. The mastery of procrastination. To quote, accurate analysis of over 25,000 men and women who had experienced failure disclosed the fact that lack of decision was near the head of the list of the 30 major causes of failure. This is no mere statement of a theory, it is a fact. Procrastination, the opposite of decision, is a common enemy which every man must conquer. Analysis of several hundred people who had accumulated fortunes well beyond the $1 million mark disclosed the fact that every one of them had the habit of reaching decisions promptly and of changing these decisions slowly if and when they were changed. People who fail to accumulate money, without exception, have the habit of reaching decisions, if at all, very slowly, and of changing these decisions quickly and often. A definite objective makes reaching prompt decisions that much easier. Napoleon Hill gives many examples, one of which is the case of Henry Ford. One of Henry Ford's most outstanding qualities was his habit of reaching decisions quickly and definitely and changing them slowly. This quality was so pronounced in the late Mr. Ford that it earned for him the reputation of being obstinate. It was this quality which prompted Mr. Ford to continue to manufacture his famous Model T, the world's ugliest, but for the time, most practical car, when all of his advisors and many of the purchasers of the car were urging him to change it. Perhaps he delayed too long in making the change, but the other side of the story is that his firmness of decision yielded a huge fortune before the change in model became necessary, and the company is certainly none the worse for it today. When you make up your mind, stay with it. The majority of people who fail to make the grade are generally easily influenced by the opinions of others, easily swayed. They permit the newspapers and the gossiping neighbors to do their thinking for them. Opinions are the cheapest commodities on earth. Keep your own counsel when you begin to put into practice the principles we're describing here. By reaching your own decisions and following them, take no one into your confidence except the members of your mastermind group, and be very careful in your selection of this group, that you choose only those who will be in complete sympathy and harmony with your purpose. Close friends and relatives, while not meaning to do so, often handicap one through opinions and sometimes through ridicule. Thousands of men and women carry inferiority complexes with them all through life because some well-meaning but ignorant person destroyed their confidence through opinions or ridicule. If a decision is worth anything at all, it's worth sticking to until it's been completely worked.
Okay, so that was Earl Nightingale's brief summary. But let me go through several points that Napoleon Hill made in his chapter. Okay, so we're talking about the 7th principle, decision, okay, or what he calls the mastery of over procrastination. Now they talked about indecision. Okay. We saw last week in the principle of organized planning that, first of all, planning for success involves getting started and then modifying the plan along the way. So it's the getting started that is the most difficult for people, the indecision, because when you're new at something, how can you guarantee success? Okay. Or if you are sure you can succeed because you have a track record of success, you're not sure maybe whether it's worth the effort. So there's this indecision. But it's interesting to know that, as Earl Nightingale said, an accurate analysis of over 25,000 men and women who had experienced failure disclosed the fact that lack of decision was near the head of the list of the 30 major causes of failure. He says this is no mere statement of a theory, it's actually a fact. So our friend Napoleon Hill had actually done this study over 30 years, and we have the benefit of knowing this. So, yeah, time is so precious. We want to be careful about our decisions. There are certain things. Okay, so if your decision is to grow as a person, personal development is one of those goals. For me, I make it easy. I make it like a yes or no. So one of the ways I say yes quickly is the moment I feel this is challenging, the moment I feel this fear, the moment I feel it's uncomfortable, the moment I feel, this what we call butterflies in the stomach, I will say yes, because I want to practice getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. Okay, so it makes it easy to be decisive. The second point Napoleon Hill talks about is about reaching decisions promptly, but changing slowly. Okay. So we heard the word pivot during the coronavirus pandemic. A lot of people had to pivot. Okay. Well, sometimes you don't want to pivot too fast. You want to persist. And in fact, next week we're going to talk about the eighth principle of persistence. Okay. Because there is a learning curve. Okay. You need persistence to accumulate experience. And as you accumulate experience, you get clarity, it becomes clearer. Okay. Like what I quote, go as far as you can see, and when you get there, you will see further. And what you see, if you don't like it, you can always turn about. To use the SUP analogy, it's, all of you who've done SUP, initially it's really unstable, and it's compounded by the fact that you are completely unskilled. So how can you make a decision to quit at that stage? Okay, if you make decisions based on how you feel at the start, there's very few things you would continue doing. Third point that was made was about the opinions of others, being influenced too often by others other than your mastermind group. And that's why in network marketing we say, don't share with your friends, don't share with your family initially, because they are the people who you listen to the most, and they will steal your dreams. Okay, you get influenced by them. Okay, and later we're going to talk a bit more about the mastermind group, but this is a trusted group of people that you consult. And so you want to have developed this practice of, before you do anything, whether it's positive or do anything negative, stupid, okay, show your temper, or spend a lot of money, make sure you have a group of people who you have this practice of consulting someone or a group of people, okay, who know you and know your background. Okay. The fourth point he made is about having your mouth closed. Okay, having your mouth closed. The problem with most people is they talk more than they listen. They talk more than they listen, and when you talk more than you listen, you are not gathering information, okay, that will help you make a proper decision on behalf of someone and on behalf of yourself. Okay, so it's very important to listen. A fifth point he makes is about courage, and we know that many of the decisions that we are making now on our own. When we were young, it was easy. We never practiced making decisions because they were made for us by our parents, by the government. The best thing is you go to national service, you make no decision, everything is made for you. Okay? But as you go out, you have to make the decisions, and these risks are greater and greater because they involve your livelihood, they involve your family. And even in Hui Xuan now, in her situation, decisions you're making on behalf of the elderly, what kind of care. Okay. Something simple as getting on Facebook is a fearful risk for some. Okay. Public speaking, people say it's the number one fear of all people. But, I mentioned HT's 70th birthday. You look at the way people came up and and acknowledge HT. Comfortable in being very personal, very individual, and spontaneous. Okay, where did that courage came from? Well, it came from practice again. Okay, so a sixth point was power. The power that comes from applying these principles that we looked at earlier. Okay, earlier we looked at several principles, and find as you apply this principle, there is power in a sense that how you behave, how you face these challenges, how you overcome the obstacles, and how you move towards success. And an example of the power from making a decision is the domino effect. You just need to hit the first domino, and then there is this ripple powerful effect that goes down. Okay, so making a decision is, think of the domino effect. Okay, so these are some of the points that. Oh, one last point: leadership. Okay, leaders. Okay, making decisions, sticking to your decisions are what leaders have to do. Okay, out there and uncertain. But what makes it certain is simple question: what do you want? Okay, you need to be clear about what you want, and with that compelling desire, it will propel you to go through whatever obstacles there are. And I think that's why in the shout out system and in New Skin now, there's so much success among young mothers, because they know what they want. They know what they want for their families. They know what they want for their children. Okay, and there's this burning, compelling desire that causes them to take the action that's necessary, make the decisions that are necessary. And these are not just one-time decisions, but daily decisions.